But it's like I have two classes. I have two classes. So like right after the class, one of them work like 6 hours. And so you kind of probably still have that.
All right, so I heard you guys are still coming now for your discussion. So let's hear from you. Where do you usually go to lunch for on campus and why? Can I hear some of your thoughts about it? This is a difficult question.
Yeah, because I never been to lunch and
Oh, you never go to lunch on campus. Why?
a bit expensive.
A bit expensive. Okay, so that's about cost. What else? Panda Express. Okay, why is that? Because what? Orange chicken. Okay, so you love orange chicken. What else? What else? Where else do you typically go for lunch? This is really a difficult question. I know. Like sometimes I do have a hard time deciding what to eat for my lunch. And I found one issue with this classroom is that if I stand somewhere, the microphone is not, yeah, we'll figure out what's the best way for me. Because I really don't like to stay with my clients. So that's why it's really a problem for me is the wireless microphone. Okay, what else do you have? Habit. Why? What? Football? What else? What? Eight. Oh, edible. Right. Delicious, right? So you want the quality of food. What else? Subway. Why? Healthy. Okay. Right. So Panda Express, Subway, and any of you go to the latest class school, the on-campus campus dining? Okay, you can try it. It's not bad. All right. So these are potential options, right? And I can hear from you that the reason why you pick those, right? Speed of service, none of you mentioned about that, right? Sounds like you guys have. For me, I would typically go to Subway if I'm sure I'm trying because they are probably having a fastest speed of service across all of them. And Cabin, I do like them. I think they are the best burger in California. Definitely not in now. Okay, so the thing is, right? But typically you have to wait for more than 10 minutes to get your stuff because they want it to be fresh, to be really nicely cooked, right? So that's how you have to take the food, right? And some of you might be caring about cleanness, right? If your stomach system is not right? So those are the reasons why you pick those stuff. And so you have a reason for that. And you might think, how is that related to our class? Because it's all about performance. So today we are going to talk about what is the definition of performance in your system and what would affect each factor in the performance equation of your system. So we want to put everyone on the same page for performance. So the very first thing that we need to make sure that we are on the same page is that when we talk about performance, what do you really talk about? So, there are tons of applications that you might want to do. You might want to perform as a user of the computer. For example, you may want to play game, you may want to not watch Netflix in college. And you probably want to download national image because you really want to install an environment system, or you are really enthusiastic, you want to AI training, right? So for each of this, what do you care about? And we are going to have this as our first peer instruction classes, and we mentioned that peer instruction is the active learning method that we are adapting in this class. We never experience that. Here's a step. First of all, I will have a couple of questions, which you will see later. And then the first step is that you should use not follow and Zoom, not the wrong slide. You should use the Call Everywhere app to vote. And then we will have a breakthrough discussion and a whole classroom discussion. So it's a process of reading and discussion. So let's start with first, make sure that you log in your everywhere to the app or the website with UCR net ID. All that? Okay, great. Now, you have at least 90 seconds to answer the following question. Oh, no, it's only the wall. If you don't know the address is on the top right corner of the slide. Now we see 15 of you, 17 of you. What kind of are you using your maybe we can use the website. Yeah. Okay, click on something. All right, so last 15 minutes, if you haven't voted, which I saw 26 of you already voted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so here is the slide showing your voting results, and it seems like, well, a lot of you think the answer is C, but maybe that's not right, right? So why don't we discuss with them, a few people around you, and after that, vote again. Talk. All right, let's wrap up our discussion in 15 seconds, and don't forget to vote. Again, yes. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so now after discussion, not pending too much. All right, so what do you hear the most about? Doing the following things. Anyone like to express your group song? So quiet. I want to hear from you. So it looks like P and D now have answers. So you can't discuss with others.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to discuss with the whole classroom. Okay, so you are 2, right? You have to remember.
Actually, if you let me choose, I will get the online gaming, and I have made the choice of E.
Okay, you make the choice of me. Okay. Let's hear that. So for online gaming, what do you think?
I think it's 2.
It's 2. Let's recommend why that.
Yeah, because when you react to some situation, the latency will decide whether you use the right option.
Okay, that's really important, right? I want to learn from you, learn from Lana, but then it's not, when I click it, it's not working, and you don't want it, so you want, and you want it, right? And every time. So, we all agree for this vote tonight, we want, 4 nights, we want 2, right? We know.
To YouTube and Netflix, I think that if you are just talking about watching videos, so these 3. But actually, I think we have a lot of direct podcast issues. And actually, in my work experience, I always get complaints about latency.
Well, you know what? If we put YouTube live,
Yeah.
that's then, let me just, okay, so if I don't put YouTube, well, so here's the thing, I want to make it fun. So people will feel like I'm getting some kind of commercial tips from this company, so that's why I put YouTube here. And but if it's Netflix style, which is videos. Then you agree it's 3?
Actually, so why, but even that's the case of our video, online video, we always put a lot of emphasis on latency.
Okay,
And
okay, but, okay, that's interesting. We can talk about it, right? Um, but do we have, okay, so 3 or 2, right? Okay, but we said it's a best. Okay, sounds all right, so anything,
I think that's cool.
right? The family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about training the human?
Actually, I have no idea about this one because I haven't tried it.
Okay, so others, right, a lot of you put the word in the name. I mean, that. Good point, right? So, well, there is no perfect match here, but if you want to find the one that is closest, it's probably this combination. But I think depending on what application, where you are, you care about different. So you have different optimization methods for everyday life as well as for your business. And for now, when we talk about performance, we are talking about end-to-end layers, which means that how long does it take to execute a program from the beginning to the end? That's the performance for. All right. So if that's the performance for now, literally, you already learned the 16 performance equation, which you have already done your limited content, right? If not, okay. So let's get started with this one.
Yeah.
All right. let's wrap up your calculation in 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so now let's discuss with your friends and see what you guys think after the discussion. Well, I don't recall what's the detail of the question. So there may be something that, yeah, but it's probably related to the frequency. All right, so let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. You know, I start to like this classroom in a way that I can have screens here, right? If you don't like to see me during the lecture, you can actually sit. You can actually have your back face to me. Okay, so that's pretty good. So after discussion, we have a pretty high percentage of you saying the answer is C, right? So that's what can do that. But it's a pretty okay. Anyway, right? So let's look at this question. Right, so for this particular question, can someone share your group thought with us? How do we address this? Well, share that. I want to know as many of you as possible.
Hello. My name is Eric. Yeah. There's an equation, I guess, 3 terms. So
there is an equation with 3 terms. What are the 3 terms?
what's CPI plus
CPI,
construction?
cycle time, and instruction count.
Yes.
Okay.
So 20% of the program is type A. So we have for each program, for each section, they have its CPI, clock time, and instruction count. So we just add the terms together and we add the 3 parts together.
Okay, so what's the CPI term?
Yeah,
how to get it?
It states there is 8 cycles.
And then
the
don't be lazy, right? Thinking about that, you're taking a midterm right now. I want to see a how.
So we should write 2 versions of plus F plus 8 and plus clock time. Oh, so you're adding it. So you're adding the 3 equations.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. 2 versions F. Are you ready?
So Okay, so now I want to calculate the CPI.
Actually, you have CPI of 8 cycles for 8. So we multiply by 8. Then clock time, and for the other terms again.
Okay, so you want to separate these, okay?
Yes.
So you want this, and the clock cycle can go with that.
3 gigahertz, so,
3 gigahertz.
but it's time, so, yeah, it's reversing.
So we want to do 1/3 10 to the 9.
Yes.
And what's the instruction count?
That was. Yeah, 5 times 10. Yeah.
Right, and how about
The next one again, exactly like the above, only we have the CPI of 4. And again, the next one, so, 60% still left. Again, we have only the CPI of 1.
okay,
So we add these together,
you will get
5 seconds.
okay, so that's a way of calculating it. So all of this. No. Okay. You like using the larger. It's not the big better. All right, you know what? I can do this. This is what I will do. Okay, here we go. So for the performance equation, right? We know execution time times instruction count times CPI times time. So the total number of instructions we have. So the total number of instructions we have is this, right? And for the CPI, we want the average CPI, so that's how we count it. And for this part is 3 gigahertz, so 10 to the 9 here. So with this, right, and you can cross out the 10 to the 9, and this part, the average CPI is actually 3. So the answer is pretty easy to get that. You will get 5 seconds, right? So this equation is called the classic CPU performance equation. So, and you might be interested about how does that relate to performance. So typically, when the time is shorter, we feel it's faster. Right, so the performance is better. That's how we define performance here. Is 1/4 execution time, so the faster the better. And execution time is defined by instructions per program, the cycle of each instruction, and the cycle, the second unit for the cycle. Right, and typically when we tell our, we tell you the frequency of it. And frequency is how many times we can perform operations, or how many times we can have cycles within a second. So for how many cycles we can have, and I typically memorize this stuff. So 1 calorie is equal to 10 to the 9 is 1/10 to the 9 seconds, and exactly 1 nanosecond. Okay, so you can easily memorize that. Well, 1 calorie is typically just 1 nanosecond. So it's a pretty easy way to count it. And the execution time is the simplest time of performance, and it's probably the most direct way and most the one that you care the most in many cases. And you might be interested why we define performance looks like that, right? And it's actually coming back from the big picture we have. What's the big picture? Modular architecture, right? So when modular architecture is saying that, well, you have instructions in your memory. When you want to issue the program, your processor has to fetch instructions from the memory and looking over this instruction and distribute that instruction. And typically, if you have some diagram in computer circuit, you know that the processors, they work clock by clock. So the clock cycle time determines how fast can the processor perform a specific operation. By operation here means the processor operation. And this operation will perform the computation, the stuff we need for a specific instruction. So how many instructions we have? then how many clock cycles we need to execute an instruction would be the next factor determining our performance. And how many instructions we have in the program, and how much time does it take to execute each of the instructions would actually count on this. So that's why the performance equation is actually a combination of these three. It's all about the big picture of performance. So that's how we get the performance equation. So now, when we talk about performance, we basically want to compare. Can you help me to spend some time checking how much faster is Y than X? All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so right now, let's start our group discussion. Right, a few people around you and talk about what you guys are thinking. Go. Yeah. It's possible. All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so after the group discussion, this is one you guys think. It's 24 of you think it's the and still changing, right? So in priority, well, oh sorry, that was before, and I think that. And that after, so after discussion and stage, we got a pretty high number of you change your body. So why is that? Why do you change your mind? And some of you share your thoughts. Why do you change your mind? I show the option again. Why do you change your mind? Why don't you insist? Why do you change so easily? What do you guys think? Anyone would like to share? How do you approach this problem? I feel like I'm using some kind of social pressure. What's your name? Danny, okay. Danny, what do you think?
Yeah, in the beginning I choose and I found that is great enough color, so I choose B.
Okay, so you feel like it seems like white is better, but how I get it that is more. So that's why you choose it. But do you have a more, formal definition of that? All right, what's your name? Matt, okay, what do you think?
It's performance over performance, so you compare the performance of the two, which is one of the execution.
Okay, so, you say performance of performance, right? Which one over the top?
Why?
X over Y, what of X over what of Y?
Execution time of that.
Execution time of X over execution. So the execution time of Y is 4 seconds. And machine X is exactly the same machine we had and the previous question, we don't have to calculate it. And it's 5 seconds, so we can get like 5 over 4 as 1.25, right? So some of you might be asking why, right? So the answer is this, right? So the speed up, there's only one definition of speed up in this computer architecture class. Let me say that. There's only one definition of speed up in this computer architecture class. Let me say it. Speed up. There's only one definition of speed up in computer architecture class. The relative performance between two machines, X and Y, we say Y is 1 time faster than X. This N is calculated by execution time of X over execution time of Y. That's the only definition we have. That's the only definition we have. Okay. So, this is how we calculate it. And so if we take a theta of Y over X, it will be execution time of X over execution time. That's the only definition. So for this particular posture, right? Execution time of x over execution time of y. So 1.25. All other answers are not accepted. There's only one definition regarding how much one is better than another. That's the standard. Right? Otherwise, there are tons of arguments that I should say mine is better than you. For example, like I graded on UC San Diego, but I can say UCR is better than UC San Diego. If I said in terms of social mobility, right? UCR is ranked #1, and UC San Diego is something behind 50 or 100. But UCR does, right? So this way you could say UCR is better, right? So when you want to say something better than the other, you need a standardized definition. And in this computer architecture class, all right. So that's why I really want to say, I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page when we talk about performance. Because it's really important that you know, when we talk about performance right now, it's execution time of perfect. So we say something is better than the other, right? Y is better than X. Is the execution time of X over execution time of Y. Nothing. All right. So we mentioned that there are 3 factors in the performance equation. So as a programmer, how many you let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so now let's have your group discuss on the answers you guys have. Go. All right, let's wrap up our discussion in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay. After discussion, I found you guys almost unanimously agree on one of the answers. What is that? C. Okay, most of you think the answer is C. Two of that. What are the two? CPI and IC. Okay. So, let's see. For this particular problem, right? We have the demo. No, we don't have the demo. Okay. So for this, you don't have the demo? Yes, you don't have the demo. Okay. So let's have the demo. So there are two pieces of a code here, the left one and the right hand side, right? And which one has better performance? So let's look at this. Can I make? Can I have the setting? I know. Ah, no, it's not this one. Okay. It's really slow. Are you there? Are you there? Okay. Ah, no, that's your assignment one. Okay. Yeah, assignment one is actually up and online if you want to work on it. What was that? Can I make it larger? Cannot see it. Increase code font size, settings, and increase content format size, increase content format size. Okay, here we go. So I do have the demo. Which one is the performance one? This one? Okay, yeah, here we go. Here's mine. All right, so I have these two pieces of a code that I want to show you the demo. Can I make it larger? Is it really getting larger? I don't feel it. Is it larger? Okay. Can I do this? No. Can you guys see it? Are you sure it's not getting larger? Slightly, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit. Okay, so can I turn this off? All right, so I have two versions of code that I have in the question. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So the left-hand side is actually running this loop. First, well, so this is the code that I provide two matrix pairwise addition. And the first one start with the for loop, I equal to 0, I smaller than the array size, I plus plus, j plus plus, right? The other one flips the order, right? So let's see what the performance looks like. All right, so for version A, it takes 1.2 seconds. And for version B, it's slower, take 1.6 seconds. So now, the question is for this particular question, for this particular two versions of code, can you tell me what's the performance look like? Well, what affects the performance? Sorry.
All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so now let's go into group discussion question on this one, and let me know what you guys think after the discussion. Go. All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so after discussion, I saw 30 of you see it's B, and 33 of you think it's B. And before discussion, there are 30 of you think the answer is B. So that's where we are. So so let's look at this, right? Tell me about the complexity of these two programs. Are they different? Nothing different, right? Instruction account, it's about the same, right? How about the clock rate? It should not change, okay? You have to limit it, right? So, but anyway, right? I didn't do anything strange about the clock rate, right? When I run the two programs. So the only thing that will make the difference is the CPI, right? But how do I know if the CPI really changes, right? So the thing is that modern processors provide performance counters for us to understand this. And your assignment one, enable you through using performance counters to know where I can performance from or where I use performance. And but in assignment one, I actually customized a library that help us to get that numbers. But in general, in Linux, there is a quick tool called perf stat that can help us to get the performance counter numbers. So let's see what if we run the perf on these two programs. Sometimes you think new technology would help you. Is it really doing something? Okay, I have to click on it. Okay, now I know. Okay, so for these two programs, right, we just ran it. Wait, I think. Okay, so these are the programs that we previously run, right? And now when I replace this time with perf stat, and let's see what happened. All right, so if you check the perf stat, right, the number of instructions of A is about 16. Is this K? No, this is not K. This is mega. Okay, 16 trillion. Wow. And also this one for version B, it's actually smaller, right? A little bit smaller, right? So if you just look at the instruction count, it's almost about the same. In fact, we have slight did something weird behind. But in terms of CPI, which is cycles per instruction, but perpetual, they use instructions per cycle, there is a huge difference, right? So for version A, its CPI is actually 1/3, right? Which the IPC is 3 here. And for the MAT B is 1/2.3, or it's roughly like 1/2, right? So you see there is about like a 33% difference in their CPI. And that's the main thing in the difference of the performance. And if you look at the process of speed here, right, it's saying it's 4.5 gigahertz for 12 K. So the practical performance is the clock rate is not moving. What really makes the difference here is the CPI, right? So this is a good example that the programmer can affect the CPI. All right. Okay, how can I go to the next slide? Okay, here we go. All right, so for this particular question, right, the CPI of B is worse. The CPI of A is actually better. So this is an evidence that as a programmer, how you can organize your code change this. So now, for this particular question, right, you know the answer is CPI, evidence, right? So previously you mentioned CPI and the IPI, right? So for this particular demo that you probably remember, we add a source, the performance is better. Why? All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so now let's have a quick group discussion because I see there is an answer that's pretty popular, but hopefully that would help you. Go. All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. Don't forget to vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so for this question, I see one answer is pretty popular, but there is also another popular answer. It's interesting. All right. Think about what's your answer? C. Okay. Any one object, the object is about this answer. Except for you. Anything else? Okay, what's your name? Okay. See, you hear that? I have the word in both ways. Is it both ways for a reason? Right? Okay. Okay, so first of all, your statement is mostly right, except for it's not about cache performance, but we will talk about that later. It's not about cache performance, but it actually makes the CPI better, right? So remember, execution time is instruction count times CPI times cycle time. You want execution time to be more or larger? Okay, so if I add this word and I do change the instruction count, but am I making it on the positive side for the performance or negative side? You are having more instruction, your program. Is it better for performance or worse for performance? It's actually making your performance worse, right? So what really makes the performance better is the instruction count. Sorry, the CPI, right? You change the instruction count as well, but it actually makes the performance worse, right? So the answer is CPI. Okay, so some of you, well, most of you picked the answer 2. The very beginning of the what programming concept. But actually, right now, the Linux system actually expose, and even the Windows system expose the API for you to set the cycle time. And this is even true. This is something that you will experience in your homework assignment as well, that you can actually change the CPI. So let's review this. Oh, boy. Okay. So, well, that was the previous one. And here, I have, well, so in the library that is given to you in the, in your assignment, they implemented a particular library that was, and I composed a program of change frequency in the system that you are using to change the frequency of your process. So you probably don't believe that, right? But let me show you this. So this particular command can show the frequencies that are supported on the machine that you are going to work for your assignment. And it actually tells you that there are 3 different frequency steps you can set. And right now, if you launch this program, this command, it will tell you that, well, except for 1 core, others are running at 1.55 gigahertz. But right now, I'm going to launch 2 instances. One is it's the matrix addition program. And now the first one, I'm setting the frequency to be 1.5 gigahertz. So after I run this one, right, you can see, well, the average frequency counted by the performance counter is around 1.5 indeed, right? Slightly lower, but and for the 3.2, right, it's actually going up a lot, right? Well, there are some magic here, the processor with dimensional stuff, according to the level of power. But you can see that by changing the parameter and put into the program does have the power of how the processor is going to run your program, right? So actually, as a programmer, you can do everything. You are the ultimate, you have ultimate control of everything in your computer system. So you are actually very, 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 very important in your computer system, right? So that's why programmers are really important. And now let's talk about this, right? Programming language. How many can programming language affect? Okay, you said the answer. Okay, so actually, let's start with this question. I think this question is more interesting. So which of the following programming language needs the highest instruction count to print hello world on screen? Both. All right, since we are short on time, talk to your friends. All right, let's wrap up in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, let's see what do you guys think. So C or E, right? So it's either Java or Python. But you know, sometimes let's just run it, right? And see what really it is. Okay. Okay, so we have changed the frequency now, right? So I have the hello world Python version, right? Just one line of code, print that. And let's run it with perf stat. Okay, you see hello world here, right? And it takes 55 million of instructions. That's Python, right? Look at Perl. So this is the Perl version, right? This many lines of code, right? And let's run it. So for Perl, 12 million, a lot better than Python, right? So in terms of instruction count, and if you look at the execution time, right? It's pretty much aligned with the instruction count that Python takes 0.02 seconds and Perl take 0.004 seconds, 5 times faster. And this is a Java version. Okay, public class, hello world, right? And system out, print line, right? And let's compile it and run it. So for the hello world, still print out hello world. Oh, you know, there is a small thing here. Some of them has the some of it doesn't have that, right? Forgive me about that. But even I lose one character, right? This one takes 147 million instructions, right? And the execution time is slower, 2 times slower than Python. Okay, a lot of you are Google fans, right? So you love this language called Go, right? So this is Go. Let's see. So if I use the default way to run Go, it's actually a disaster. It takes 933 million. So if some people tell you that Go has a better performance, that's actually because they compile it. So, oh no. Okay. Perf stat workload failed. No such hello world.go. Okay. Well, if you run a compiled version of Go, it's actually a lot better. We can talk about this. So this is the C++ version of the hello world. 3 million instructions, the smallest so far, right? And 0.3, so the fastest so far. Now looking at C, right? This is the very first hello world ever in the world. Less than a million, right? What does that tell you? And look at the execution time, right? It's really, really short, right? What does that tell you? If you really want to have good performance, programming language matters, right? And your favorite programming language may not give you the best performance, right? So that's the takeaway, right? Like you can affect the most. Programming language also affect one. If you choose the programming language to you, essentially you, right? So again, right, as a programmer, you have to know a lot of this to make your computer system performance better. All right. So before we leave the classroom, a few things. I have some personal things that I have been using this afternoon. I can and there is no CS203 content content in our Chicago conference. So feel free to work on the assignment during this lovely morning time. Now, we have really good this team next Wednesday before lunch. And again, we are dropping 2 of your leads performing really quick by lead performing means the one with the lowest after performance. Really quick. Assignment 1 is really easy. So if you haven't even started working on assignment 0, we can check up. And typically, I would like to give you 2 ways to work on assignment. So that's why when we start with assignment 1 0, we stay 0. And check our website for the slides. We learn the figures and gather discussion. And YouTube channel for lecture recording. Other than that, enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the. I will see you next week. In the love, small, I will be